Welcome back. Through environmental stewardship and the beautification of local parks, the Bronx is Blooming engages communities and youth in our borough with environmental advocacy and community building programs. Joining us now to share more is Jennifer Beaugrand, Executive Director of the Bronx is Blooming. Welcome, Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So, getting right into it, for folks who are not familiar, can you tell us about the Bronx is Blooming, your mission, and your projects in our borough?
Sure. Our mission is to grow and support a culture of environmental stewardship in the Bronx. And we do that in three ways: through environmental stewardship projects, events out in the community, through youth leadership development programming, and through community building. Um, as you can see, our mission is up there right now. Our environmental stewardship projects are we do projects with local schools, after school programs, company service days. We do team building days. We partner with universities and and local community groups and Friends of Parks groups as well. We do a lot of partnering with Friends of Parks groups and in helping to kind of enhance and expand the work that they're already doing as well.
Thank you for that, Jen. Yeah,
Of
I'm sorry.
course.
Did you want to add more to that?
Sure. And so, in terms of our youth leadership program, it's called
Mhm.
the Program for Leaders Advancing Their Community's Environment, or the PLACE program. And that program is a program that has traditionally it started in 2013 and has been a summer program. We have provided more than 280 seasonal jobs to Bronx students, where they get environmental training, college visits, and they get to care for one park or green space over 6 weeks during the summer. Each group of students is connected to a Bronx College mentor.
Mhm.
And through that, we build college awareness, especially in students as young as 14 and 15, for whom this is their first job.
Wow, sounds amazing. Thank you so much for sharing these amazing programs with us, Jen. And especially, during the pandemic, being connected with our garden spaces, our park spaces has been
Yeah.
so pivotal for our youth who have been locked in for so long during remote learning. Can you tell us a little bit about how, COVID-19 impacted that work, if you can?
Of course. And are you speaking about, well, so I think one of the ways that COVID-19 impacted our work is all our traditional partners, schools, like large after school
Mhm.
programs and other nonprofits, corporate teams, like the traditional groups that we work with, a lot of them were out of service
Right.
for a while. And so we really worked with partners to build our one on one community service with
Mhm.
individual community members who wanted to come out to our parks, which was really exciting because it's something that we've wanted to build for a number of years. And we are now running three events each week at local parks. And we have our calendar, which I know you're going to put up at some point for September. And then soon on our website, we'll have our calendar out for October and November. And so we hope people want to come and join us for service for a 1 day event or for a weekly event that you come out to regularly. We do Saturday service in a variety of different parks. And then we also do service weekly at Crotona Park and at our concourse parks, which are Franz Siegel, Joyce Kilmer, Mullally, McCombs, and sometimes where our office space is at the Andrew Friedman home.
So, Jen, as many of us may already know, the Bronx is considered the unhealthiest county in New York State. How does the Bronx's Blooming seek to utilize nature to combat health disparities like high asthma rates in our communities, if you can share?
Yeah, so I know that we have, I mean, I know that there are a lot of campaigns like the Not 62 campaign because we're 62 out of 62 counties in the state. So I think we combat it in many ways, and I think for you're focusing on asthma. We steward anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 trees annually. We focus on young trees that are both street trees and or park trees, and we one of our goals is to help grow the urban canopy for the next generation.
Mm.
And we do that working with all the different teams that we work with, the youth that we work with on a regular basis, our place students who become the leaders of groups in their parks. And I think, um, you know, trees obviously help absorb stormwater, they help filter airborne pollutants. But I think one of the biggest things, there was a study, if you guys haven't seen it, in August in the New York Times, that a street the New York Times reporters used infrared cameras to do a test of this, and
Hmm.
they found that an area of Central Park West was a full 31 degrees cooler than an area in East Harlem. This speaks to the impact of large trees and the transpiration of trees, where they let off water through their leaves, and through that water helps cool the area surrounding them, and so that helps to cool the streets, and really has an impact on the heat island and effect. And extreme hot temperatures have a real impact on people's complications related to asthma. So
Right.
I think, if you want to talk about something that we can all do, it's helping care for the street tree on our block
Mm.
um, that's been planted. And if you don't have one, it's going to 311 and requesting a street tree for your block. I think, that's one of the biggest things that any one of our community members, whether it be, us organizationally with community members or individual community members who say, I don't have enough street trees on my block. Let's
Yes.
make this happen.
It's environmental advocacy, and it's something that we can all learn to do together for sure. I know one
And
of
I think
the. Mhm.
And that, I mean, what I would say is that really connects to our place program. So we talked a little bit about our place program and when I was talking about the mission, but our place program really is designed to give um, Bronx students the opportunity to be leaders
Mhm.
in the environmental work in their communities. I think what we have said about our program is it flips the mentor structure that you usually see in communities that are considered low income, which the Bronx obviously has a host of considerations, and that is definitely one of them. And we ask our students to learn a set of skills and then care for their park, but also to lead groups of volunteers, both school, community, and company service teams out in their parks. And these students become the leaders. They are the ones who all the volunteers go to for the information on what to do and why to do it. Um, and I think that's a really important piece of our program. And one that we really appreciate the amount of dedication and work that both our mentors and then our students put into our programming.
Right. I definitely wanted to speak more about the environmental stewardship work that the youth
Yeah.
does through BIB. If you can tell us a little bit more about that, we'll share some images as well.
Sure, that would be fantastic. So, we do a series of things. You are looking at Nancy right now, who worked with us this summer, and also some of our community volunteers who come out to work with us regularly, which is fantastic. But I think, we do a combination of things. As I said, we care for young trees in our parks, we care for urban street trees as well around our parks, which are very important specifically in helping to capture stormwater and keep it from running off into our sewers and polluting our waterways. We also build pollinator gardens. I don't know if you have some pictures of some of our flowers that we have planted, but we plant native species, which are species that have grown up to allow the insects in our area to get past their defenses.
Mhm.
And that is really important in helping the pollinator population. Everybody loves butterflies, right? Um, to see butterflies and bees on our plants, they gravitate towards the species that they have grown with over millennia, and that they have gotten through the defenses of. And so I think that's really important as a piece of what we do. As I said, we build gardens that support the local ecosystem.
Mhm.
We help care for trees. We help work towards. We've done projects with erosion control as well, to help slopes from slipping. We partner with local community groups to help build gardens as well, um, to make things, it's we can add beauty um, and ecological supports at the same time, and that's really what we choose to do.
Mm. I want to take this time to share some need to know green facts about the Bronx with our viewers, if you can, Jen. There are a couple
Sure.
things that that Bronxites should know about our borough.
Yeah, of
Mhm.
course. So here are a few. Two of the three largest parks in the city are in the Bronx.
Mhm.
The Bronx is actually, I know you guys love this stat, the Bronx is the greenest borough, with 24% of our borough being parkland. That's a higher percentage than any other borough. It has the only freshwater river in New York City. It has 175 community gardens, 170 miles of bike paths. And one of our parks, Franchesca Park, um, has an outlook that was used by George Washington to monitor British troops during the Revolutionary War. And St. Mary's Park,
Hmm.
another one of our Bronx parks, um, had the first Bronx playground.
Wow, good to know. I'm actually in the St. Mary's area. I live in Mott Haven, so that's
There you
interesting. Thank you
go.
for those facts.
I thought, just we wanted to hit on a couple things.
So, Jen, I wanted to take this time also to share that there are volunteer opportunities for the older crowd if they would like to join, as well as the youth. And the BIB is actually hiring if you wanted to share a few of the positions that are available now.
Sure. So I think that is very true. Our programming is for people of all ages and abilities, right? So we have community volunteers who bring out their young children, who use trowels to try and work on their digging, right? And we have every level of volunteer who comes out and supports us. As long as we know ahead of time, we can plan. And one of our real goals is to create intergenerational programming, right? So when we run our programs, we like to work with community volunteers who are bringing out their young kids who are themselves adults in the community. We work with high school groups, we work with college groups, and we work with groups of other groups in the community that bring out people of all ages. So yeah, that's a big piece of what we do. And then in terms of hiring, we are partnering with New York City Civic Corps, and we are looking for, there you go, a volunteer outreach and engagement coordinator through New York City Civic Corps. And the information is there for how to apply. I think we've also posted it on our social media. And if you have any questions about that position, you can definitely feel free to reach us at hello@bronxisblooming, and we'll get back to you with more information on the position. We're also looking for some part-time help, administrative support. These things aren't just posted just yet, but we are looking for some bookkeeping support, some admin support. So if people know people who are interested, we'll let them reach out to hello@bronxisblooming.
Thank you so much, Jennifer Beaugrand, for joining us today and sharing more about Bronx is Blooming. Please check out Bronx is Blooming on social media at Bronx is Blooming. Visit bronxisblooming.org for more information. And again, the email is hello@bronxisblooming.org. Thank you, Jen, for your time today.
Of course, thank you so much. And we look forward to having everybody come and join us at a park event soon.
Thank
So
you.
make sure that you let people know when they can come out.
Will
Have a
do. And
great
we'll also share
afternoon.
it on our social media.
Yep.
Alrighty, so that's all for our show today. I'm your host, Sonyi Lopez, wishing you and yours safety and wellness now and always. See you next time here on Open BX.